California GOP Vice Chairman, Republican strategist Harmeet Dhillon, and Democratic strategist Michael Starr Hopkins. Thank you both for being here. Harmeet, let me begin with you. Two very different audiences. He was speaking to his base. It was a rally in Phoenix, and oh yes, he went to some familiar topics. Today, a more measured address. He seems to do very well in front of the veterans groups. But talk to me about his speech last night, which some on the other side of the political aisle called it unhinged.
Well, I think the president did a very good job of speaking to his base. Certainly as a supporter of the president, I and other supporters found it very encouraging to hear him recap what he's done so far in his administration. And I think the criticism of the members of his own party in Congress who failed to deliver on their own promises regarding Obamacare and many other parts of his legislative agenda, I think that was well received as well by his supporters. And finally, I would say that with regard to the media that has been very critical of the president, you can see from the ashen faces that we've seen on the national news this morning that he hit his mark there, but definitely a very different tone than today's tone in today's speech.
Michael, okay, we know he was talking to his base. It was the folks that got him elected, let's be honest. But the criticism from the left and mainstream media has been quite severe, crazy, unhinged, questions of whether he's fit for office. Isn't that a bit extreme?
You know, I don't think so. I'm always shocked when I hear Republicans continue to say that they're proud of this president or he represents their ideals. Last night, for an hour and a half, the president got on national TV and rambled like a lunatic. He didn't talk about actual policy. He just said that Democrats were un-American, that they hated America, that the media hates America. You know, he went back on his promise that Mexico is going to pay for the wall and said that if Democrats and Republicans don't pay for it, he'll shut the government down. There's no thought process there. And my grandmother always taught me that when someone shows you who you are, you believe them. And Donald Trump is completely exposing himself as a fraud. And it's time for Republicans
to set aside politics and admit it. But a majority of people in this country said he's not, and they like what he stands for because they don't like what Washington elites, East Coast elites, West Coast elites stand for. The middle of this country says, wait a minute. Well, okay. But a lot of this is, you know, you say there's no details. He has an agenda. He just can't get it moving forward. He's running into roadblocks at every step of the way. And I would agree that his own party is having problems getting on the same page. I understand that. But his message has been consistent.
It's been consistently divisive and consistently using Nixonian-style Southern strategy, dog whistles. I mean, last night he said that we need to get back to our heritage. What heritage is that? Because we're a melting pot in this country. So last I checked, heritage is all of us, not just
Well, it is. All of those that came here legally through, you know, Ellis Island built this amazing country.
My people didn't get to come here legally.
Well, that's true. I understand that. Let me get to Harmeet, who's listening to this discussion. What would you respond to what Michael just said? There was an hour and a half on national television of no policies and basically hate-mongering.
Well, I mean, that type of personal attack and demagoguery from the left is what we've come to hear and get used to. I'm a first-generation immigrant in this country, and I very much applaud the president's desire to keep us safe with a wall. The fact of the matter is that through his policies in only 7 months, he's already decreased the amount of illegal immigration pouring over our border by over 60%. And those of us who own businesses and want to raise kids here in this country are really happy to see that the president is concerned about our safety, our security, and our future. And those of us who live in border states see the incredible damage that is being wrought by failure to enforce our borders. So I applaud the president for what he has said. I wish the members of my party who are serving in Congress would honor their promises to their own constituents who got them elected, rather than showing contempt for them and failing to deliver on their own campaign promises.
Michael, let me, you know, we listened to the president today talking to a veterans group, talking about the need for more unity, more love. I mean, is that outrageous?
No, it's not. I have to say, the president can stay on message when he's in a teleprompter, which only goes to show that when he goes off message, when a teleprompter isn't there, he's saying what's in his heart. And that should scare everyone. This really isn't a political issue. This is a moral issue of right versus wrong. He not once mentioned Heather Headley's name last night. She died during that protest. But he made it all about himself. And that's what Donald Trump is famous for. He's not a reality show president anymore. He's the actual president. And it's about time he shows respect to the office.
Harmeet, respond to that very quickly.
You know, like I said, the cheap personal attacks aren't driving our country forward. They're simply showing that our media is shrill and out of touch. And I very much hope that people heed today's message of the president, come together, stop the race baiting and the hate mongering, and let's all work together towards our common goals.
That's a good place to end. Let's hope that can happen. No sniping, Michael. Harmeet and Michael Hopkins, thank you both for joining us today. Appreciate it. All right, let's get back to these markets. As I said, down as much as 90 points today. We're just down about 0.25% on the Dow, 21,000.